Ever since the first day of my college psychology class, I've been captivated by Olivia. With her bright smile and insightful comments, she stood out in a sea of students. We gradually started talking, and I realized we shared many interests. But whenever I mentioned Olivia at home, my parents' reaction was cold and disapproving. "It's just a distraction," my dad would say sternly. "Focus on your studies, Jimmy." My mom, usually more understanding, echoed his sentiments. "You're at college to learn, not to get involved in relationships." Their opposition only made my feelings for Olivia stronger. We started spending more time together, studying in the library, grabbing coffee, and discussing everything from philosophy to our favorite movies. But I never told my parents about these meetings. One day, Olivia invited me to a small gathering at her place. I knew my parents wouldn't approve, so I told them I was staying late at the library. The evening was perfect. We laughed, shared stories, and I felt a connection with Olivia that I'd never felt with anyone else. As I walked back to my dorm that night, my phone buzzed with a text from my mom. "We need to talk when you get home this weekend." I knew they somehow found out about my lie. My heart raced with a mix of fear and defiance. How would I confront my parents? Could I make them understand my feelings for Olivia? The uncertainty was overwhelming, but one thing was clear. I couldn't just give up on what I felt for Olivia. The weekend arrived with a sense of foreboding. As I drove home, my thoughts were in turmoil. What would my parents say? How would I defend my relationship with Olivia? Sitting at the dinner table that evening, the air was thick with tension. My parents didn't waste any time. "We know you weren't at the library the other night," my dad began, his voice stern. My mom added, "We're worried, Jimmy. We think you're losing focus on what's important." I tried to explain how much Olivia meant to me, how she inspired and understood me in ways no one else did. But my words seemed to fall on deaf ears. My parents expressed their concerns about cultural differences, future plans, and the distractions of a college romance. Feeling cornered and misunderstood, I argued, "You don't know her like I do. She's amazing, and she makes me happy." The conversation ended with a heavy silence, and I returned to college feeling more conflicted than ever. At one point, I considered breaking things off with Olivia to appease my parents, but the thought pained me. The following week was a blur of classes and meetings with Olivia. Each moment with her felt like a stolen treasure, yet the weight of my parents' disapproval loomed over me. One evening, while Olivia and I were studying together, she looked up and asked, "Is everything okay? You seem distant." I hesitated, unsure of how much to reveal. Just then, my phone vibrated with a message from my dad. "We need to talk. Again." The sense of uncertainty deepened. What did they want to discuss this time? Would I have to choose between my parents' wishes and my feelings for Olivia? The conversation with my parents that weekend was more intense than I had anticipated. They had decided to take drastic measures. "Until you can prove that you're focused on your studies and future, we're cutting off your means to communicate with Olivia," my dad declared. I was stunned. They had blocked her number on my phone and even monitored my social media accounts. Feeling trapped and helpless, I couldn't believe they would go to such lengths. Back at college, I tried to reach Olivia through a friend's phone, but she didn't understand. "Why are you doing this, Jimmy? Why can't you just talk to your parents?" she asked, hurt and confused. I struggled to explain the complexity of my situation, the cultural expectations of my family, and their unyielding stance. Our conversation ended with a painful silence, leaving a void in my heart. Days turned into weeks. I focused on my studies, trying to meet my parents' expectations in the hope of regaining my freedom. But the more I complied, the more I felt like I was losing a part of myself. I missed Olivia terribly. I missed our conversations, her laugh, the way she challenged my perspectives. The isolation was unbearable. Yet, I couldn't find a way to bridge the gap between my parents' expectations and my own desires. One evening, As I walked past the library, I saw Olivia through the window. She was smiling, engaged in a conversation with someone. A pang of longing and regret hit me. I wanted to go in, to talk to her, to explain everything, but fear held me back. As I walked away, I realized that the future of my relationship with Olivia was more uncertain than ever. I was caught in a limbo, torn between my family's expectations and my own heart. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video. It will be very pleasing for me. And to not miss new videos, subscribe to the channel. A lot more interesting things to come. Bye everyone.